Good morning, guys. Mic check. Can you guys hear me? Yesterday we had an issue with the mic. We got it fixed. We'll make sure I don't have that issue today. Give me a thumbs up there in the chat if you can hear me. We will start in less than 2 minutes here, guys. Questions, tickers. All right, thanks for the thumbs up. Questions, tickers, guys. Put them in the chat box. I'll get to your questions and your tickers in the middle of my report. Stay tuned. At the end, I do have an interesting pre-market volume leader. Like I said, we'll start here in less than 60 seconds, guys. All right, let's get started. Happy, what is it, Thursday, 12/11, the 11th of December. The day after FOMC interest rate cut, easy for me to say. But today we had 8:30 initial jobless claims, didn't really move the market. Surprising, actually. So let's get into it. So the S&P 500, it did exactly what I said it would do. I said it would make a movement. Look, guys, everything did this. Our guys in our war room, I ran a special war room for the FOMC, and we freaking crushed it. I think in the first trade early on, we took a minor stop loss, but we had like 3 super strong wins, and the last win, I walked my guys through just letting your winner run, right? So phenomenal for everybody. But if I'm going to show you something. Everything did this. See this? This is what I predicted. If you remember, whatever it does, it'll give it all back. See that? This was the run up, and it gave every penny of it back. That's kind of the, and then it hits homeostasis, which is just the price before. Very common. Very common. So you got to be able to shift gears when you're trading. Apparently my video is frozen again. I see that, but you guys can see my charts. All right, you don't need to see me moving my mouth. All right, so let's get into the let me downshift this time frame for you. Sorry, guys, I sound like shit. I got a cold. All right. My video feed on the bottom's frozen, but you guys can see my chart. So open price in ESMES, that's the S&P 500, is 68.87, high day 68.91, low day 68.17, resistance at high day in 69.25, support at low day in 6800, bias long above 68.56. That's my bias line. Here's the VWAP. This is these are the last 2 data VWAP. So this is rejection at the FOMC rate cut. So one thing, when you set VWAPs, I would label them. When was that? 12:10. That way, when I click it on the screen, we know where it is. So right now, that's resistance, and right here is support. We're going to be range bound until one of those break. I'll call it. The next buy is right here. I actually like, that's our A+ setup. I like our B setup off the VWAP. If you want to know how to trade these, come to my war room, folks. All right, our Russell 2000, the small caps. Let me change this to the 5-minute for you. There you go. And remember, I'm on YouTube at the same time I'm on Instagram if you prefer a wide screen. All right, so RTY M2K's open price was 25.70, high day 25.72, low a day 25.43, resistance at high a day in 2600. Support at low a day in 25.20. The bias is long above 25.55 right here. So we're kind of tight. That's been indicative of this. The next buy will be above the VWAP, right? So There you go. Next buy is about 25.60 on confirmation of that. And I want you to know we get confirmation with this fancy little indicator here that I have had built based on my education and experience. This thing, look right here on this candle, is our read that I call. That green dot is calculated a whole bunch of math that confirmed it. Once it's confirmed, I want you to see what this play did. Read, confirmation, payment. This matrix indicator is exclusive to my war room. It only goes on my charts, but you get to see it live. This indicator will boost your win rate by 20% on all of our back tests. All right, gold. Let's get into gold. If you have any questions or tickers, guys, welcome. Throw them in the chat there, and I will get to them. Good morning, Morgan, over on YouTube. So gold, guys, listen, a lot of you guys wanted to buy gold on a swing trade. It didn't meet the qualifications that I've talked about in my last multiple videos. If you go back and look at Instagram, I showed the 2 trade plans. It didn't meet either qualification. It's range bound. You need a daily close on the underlying spot at about 42.50, which means about 42.80 in futures. So in spot here, XAU, subtract 27. Open price, 42.58. High day, 42.78. Low day. Guys, 42.78 was 42.50 in spot. That is the resistance point. Don't buy it prior to the close above that if you're trying to swing trade and hold it long. I can't yell that enough. Candle close, candle close, candle close is how you trade in whatever fractal you're on, and a swing trade is a daily fractal. I teach all this, folks. All right, so there's just a high day here in 42.90, really 42.80 through 4,300, let's be honest. Gold's giving a primary read long here, guys. For my traders, close this candle, it's a buy. Support at low a day and 41.85. The bias is at 42.42. All right, and this is data, or that's PCE. Let's go find. Let me remove these. These are algorithmic highs and lows. We're bouncing right, guys. This is a heck of a buy signal. Look at this. Look, pay attention, my traders. I'm already long. Confirmation of FOMOC. There's your buy signal off FOMOC. There's your actual read. There's confirmation above VWAP. And look, momentum. My traders, my guys right now better be making money on this trade. You guys know this setup. This is an A+ setup. You're about to be paid. All right. Craig, you just jumped on. That is a buy. Gold is a buy. All right. It's a 10-point trade, guys. All right. You're welcome. This is how I call it in my war room. You don't get any stronger indications than 3 confirmations back to back like that with momentum on your side. That's why this matrix is important. Look, you got this, the same momentum signal in silver, but your buy was back here. All this did is you bought, see the green indicator? It weakened momentarily and then confirmed. So look at this, how strong this signal is here. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I teach this in my war room. That is a super strong signal right there. And if you would have bought that, it's paid 50 cents. 50 cents on leverage is monstrous. Questions, tickers, throw in the comment box, guys. Open price in gold for XAU, subtract 35. So open price, 62.36, high day, 63.25, low a day, 61.78. Resistance at high day and 63.90. Support at low a day and 60.50. The bias is long above the white line at 61.19. The daily is long. Silver's on a tear right now. Platinum, let's get into it. I do have a pre-market volume leader, guys. If you stay tuned, it's a bit ridiculous. Platinum for XPT, the underlying, subtract 10. Open price 16.74. High day 16.93. Low day 16.65. Resistance at high day in 1700. To support at low day in 16.40. The bias long above the white line at 16.79. That's giving a buy signal right there. See my green lines in my war room? The green lines indicate the buy level, and we call it on confirmation. So the other day I have been telling you I swing trade this. You buy 1,600 and sell 1,700. If you would have sold 1,700 over here the other day, look how much profit you would have realized. That's a lot of profit. $60 on leverage. All right, let's get into the oscillators. You know, I didn't even look what the oscillators were doing. Let me check. I'll show you how I check them, guys. Here's a little educational piece. I realized I missed them in the report. So it's the NYMO NAMO oscillators, stockcharts.com. The NYMO, the New York Stock Exchange McClellan oscillator, is at 27. And if we look at the NAMO, the NASDAQ McClellan oscillator is at 40. So 27 and 40. Once they give above 60, you can see how reliable it is that they sell down. So we're pushing upward a little bit. We do have room to the upside. So we want it to see above or below 60 to be predictable, right? But we do monitor it daily. VIX is at 16. I'll talk about my swing trades and I'll get into your questions. And I do have a pre-market volume leader, so you're going to want to stay tuned. Most of these have not moved. Despite the movement yesterday, all the pricing is about the same. Tesla's 447, Nvidia is 181, BBAI is 651, QBTS is 2680. It dropped $2. Bitcoin hit major resistance. I had a lot of people messaging me, is it time to buy Bitcoin? No, it needs to break 100,000. It can't get through its resistance zone. It's at 89.9. Ethereum hit the top of its resistance zone at 3,300 and some change, and then got rejected back down to 3,100. The resistance zone is 3,100 to 3,300. If you want to learn this, guys, buy my course. I have a money-back guarantee. All my links are in my bio. So, all right, let's get into your questions. Let me take a look. I know my video is frozen. That's fine. I would have had to reboot my computer for that to work. The problem is, if I reboot my computer every day, it's just so much damn work. And I'm too lazy, right? Not too lazy. It just takes too long. All right, so let's see your questions in the chat. What do you got for me, chat? Let's see. Thanks for the heads up on the mic working. Yesterday we had a mic issue. We got it solved relatively quickly. Yeah, it's cold outside. Entry point for silver to hold till January. I know you're talking about spot, so... Stand by. I know I keep saying you got to wait for a discount, but honestly, you got to wait for a discount. I can't buy this much momentum. We're already late. Okay, buying in this consolidated range that was a half mass formation would have been good around 58 to 59, right? Now it's exploded. You need to wait for another consolidated range for it to give you the same thing at a higher price or a sell-off. Downside support at 60, 58, and 55. If you see those levels, that's what I'd wait for. I would not buy today and chase, because you'll be sorry for a short period. You'd be caught in drawdown before it runs again. If you don't believe me, it's telling you it'll do it for you. You remember this massive run? Everybody thought they'd missed it. So people that bought right here, what happened? They got smoked by $9. Don't let that happen here. Don't buy up there just to get smoked in drawdown. Right? Patience. You got to be patient. All right. That's all the questions you got for me. Let me check YouTube questions. All right. You guys are easy today. Let's get in my pre-market volume leader, and then I'll bounce. Pre-market volume leader, guys, is BTTC, with a move up of 248% on news of building a digital treasury. I mean, everybody's building these stupid-ass digital treasuries, right? They all run up hard, then they sell off, and then they run a little bit, and then they die. So we know the cadence by which these trade. Previous day close was 332. Pre-market high was 1189. My area of interest is this green box between 7 and 850. The VWAP does have to break, unfortunately. Right now it's holding this support. So I need to adjust my box to include that VWAP where you can make a decision to buy off of that. We'll watch momentum, and we'll have this definitely my momentum indicator on the board. Right now, momentum's failing in this consolidation, so I want to look for a dip into my box, a signal, and then I'll buy it for 10% or the VWAP, whichever comes first. I post this in my free Discord if you want to see it. If you want to trade it live, you got to come to my my war room to trade with me. And again, I know my video is frozen, guys, but you guys can see my charts. And sorry I sound like shit as I'm fighting this cold. But yeah, for you long-term buyers in gold, quit trying to buy today. Stop trying to buy today. It is not, I repeat, it is not giving a buy signal. So what I'm saying, let me reiterate this because I know a lot of my people are, a lot of my followers are gold buyers, right? So let me zoom out. I don't have it on this chart. But anyway, you see this? This is approximately 41.50. You do not buy gold until it breaks and holds above that if you're swing trading on the daily. False break, tap. We haven't closed above. The good thing here is that it is ascending, as this is an ascending wedge. You see it? Oops. Let me do that again. All right, so check it out. So what an ascending triangle, it's not ascending wedge, it's an ascending triangle. Okay? Like that. It's about to break out. So you have horizontal resistance, ascending support, right? And what that implies is we have a 68% chance of a breakout. And it usually happens 88% into the apex of the triangle. So it's going to happen soon. So right now this implies it has a 68% chance of breaking out. But I want you to understand that the 32% chance that it can break down is one of the strongest moves. This could be a strong move down. That is why you do not buy until you get confirmation of that breakout. If I get one more DM from somebody that says, should I buy gold right now? I'm going to reach through my DMs and I'm going to choke the ever-living dog shit out of you because you're not listening. It has to close above this if you're a swing trader. Okay? So you have to, when you're a trader, especially a swing trader, you have to exercise patience, and sometimes it takes 2 and 3 days for a trade to develop. Sometimes it takes weeks, right? So, all right, guys, I got to bounce, go trade with my students. Catch me in my links in my bio. You guys have a good one. I'll be back tomorrow. Good luck today.